our guest, who is Mr. Nicholas Morgan. We will be talking about being a parent during pandemic. Welcome, Mr. Morgan.
Günaydın.
Günaydın. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Lovely seeing you.
And you. Nice to be back at school with the children coming back, finally.
Yeah, totally. It's been ages. Mr. Morgan, many of us are struggling to find a new normal with the pandemic. How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that we can say that the new normal is now fading into the past. It seems with the onset of the vaccines coming and lockdown easing worldwide, that perhaps we can return to some kind of normality. The new normal was coping under lockdowns, coping with the dangers and the threat to families, to lives, affecting everyone worldwide, across the board in both their personal and their professional lives. But you're right, there will be a new normal because I do fear that life will never be the same again. I think we will at the very least probably have to carry vaccine passports. I'm sure masks will be with us for a long time at least, until this is completely under control. Social distancing will remain, and there's always that thought that those who've lived through this pandemic, that such a thing might happen again, and we will live in fear of that.
Across the world, due to the coronavirus, the children are affected. They have to lock in their homes, they have to be away from their friends and teachers and their family members. What do you think about it?
I think it's one of the saddest things about this. I think as adults that we've had a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe it'll be 2 years of different ways of working, different ways of acting in our lives, having to live under curfew, being removed from our families. It'll be 2 years of our lives, and as adults we can probably skip those 2 years and, as you say, look back, tell our grandchildren, and it'll be hopefully like my grandparents telling me what life was during the war. It's a remote, distant thing, but fascinating stories. But for children growing up in possibly the most important years of their lives through education, I've got 3 children, they've all been affected. The eldest graduated from university with an excellent first-class honours degree, but he hasn't been able to find any work. My second child started university under lockdown, could rarely interact and socialise with his fellow students. One of the most important things in student life is leaving the home and growing up and becoming and finding your independence and finding yourself along with other people your age, as well as the studies. But of course, for the children, such as the children here at this school, being so young, it's much more about the education, and of course the school here has done a fantastic job in homeschooling, this school and many others. But coming to school is so much more than that. Children need to interact with their peers, to socialise, maybe to argue, to laugh, to dress up, to swap ideas, to learn off each other, to be jealous of some children, and I don't know, there's so much that goes on. Plus the play factor is so important. There are many acts outside in the playground, running around and being with other children. It gives them life. Plus, schooling isn't just about education, it's about all the other extracurricular activities that you do. And again, this school is excellent at its school performances, about its clubs that we have going on here, and all those is a crucial part of a child's growth and development. And I worry that, that what they've missed will have an impact on them maybe for the rest of their lives. I hope not. Children are very adaptable. They are very flexible. They do recover. They do bounce back. But I have noticed with my daughter Mackenzie and with some of her friends who we've been able to see that they're not themselves. They haven't been themselves. We are lucky where we live. There's opportunities for Mackenzie to go outside and play in the area around our city. I've been taking Mackenzie to the park at lunchtimes, and you see more children there. But those children that haven't got those opportunities, that are living in apartment flats and have not been able to go out, it is incredibly difficult. And of course, I'm no doctor, I'm no psychologist, psychoanalyst, or any one of those things, but I can tell that the damage, it is damage, and the impact that this has had on these little young lives is something that is incredibly sad. And yet I hope, as I say, the children are flexible, they do bounce back, and I hope, as you say, that it's something that we'll look back on as a distant memory and without too many scars.
We had to make sudden changes in our lives. What sudden changes you have to make in your life, Mr. Morgan?
For many of us, we've been stuck at home. I've been lucky, I've been being able to go to work. The business that I work in has allowed me to do that and also allowed me to move around. And that has given me the opportunity to interact and socialise and obviously manage things in the old workplace. For many people, the new workplace has been the home. The home where their mothers,
yes,
many of whom are working as well, in addition to all the other duties that a mother carries out. The fathers, who have been to home office, been working, and then the children, homeschooling. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe more children. That puts intense pressure on the family unit in a household. And I have to say, inevitably, I believe that the mothers carry the greatest burden in all things to do with life. And whilst as fathers we can help with the washing, with the cleaning, with everything else, the mothers always play such a crucial role. And I would like to pay tribute to all the mums, because inevitably, I believe, and I'm sure most dads would agree with me, that they do a fantastic job, and they've had to look after not only themselves and maybe their work, but they've had to look after and probably bear the brunt of the homeschooling. I speak in tribute to my wife, especially in this, and they probably had to look after the husbands as well, because we need looking after. So a massive tribute to all the mothers.
It was really nice. I think all the moms needed to hear it from a father, from a husband, so it was a really nice touch. And I would like to thank behalf of the mothers to you, Mr. Morgan. Just
to say, looking forward, this week the children have come back to school. You can see there's a life, there's an energy, there's a buzz. I haven't seen you in a long time, but I can tell you feel excited about this. And let's hope that this is the beginning of getting back to some kind of normality. And I wish you and the school all the very best, and of course all the children, for the future and the rest of the school year and going forward.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely seeing you. As you said, it's been ages not seeing a single parent or any of the children, and I feel energetic because they gave us the energy actually. So thank you again, Mr. Morgan.
Pleasure, thank you.